News, my lovely, wonderful people. It is becoming a very serious matter and we all just need to pay great attention. The old Naira notes, according to bank yesterday, we brought you the news that the bank said the federal government cannot say 10th of February is the last day for the old Naira notes to be a legal tender. And before you could say Jack Robinson, the federal government, Abubakar Malami, Buhari's son, came up to tell Nigerians that the Supreme Court have no jurisdiction in such matters and what have you. Today, which is the 10th of February, the federal government takes drastic actions. Nigerians react. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless. Let's get all the details. The federal government will obey the Supreme Court ruling, stop the Central Bank of Nigeria federal government 10th deadline for exchange of old notes. The expert decision, which is due to expire on February the 10th, is something that the government is hoping will be overturned, according to the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, who spoke with Arise TV on Thursday. He claimed that the Supreme Court lacked jurisdiction to hear the issue in the first place, and that the CBN, who is a critical part of the dispute, was not joined in the suit. But Malami argued that the government's decision to abide by the Supreme Court ruling regarding the old note deadline was motivated by respect for the rule of law. He said the order was granted by the Supreme Court and the order incitingly lapsed on Wednesday, which is a day of hearing. With that position in mind, we have taken steps to file an objection challenging the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court to entertain the matter. The minister explained jurisdiction because you talk of monetary policy. Regardless of the characters they lack, they take the Supreme Court is an indispensable and necessary part of that matter. What we have at hand is a situation where the central bank was not joined as a party. And if the central bank as an institution was not joined as a party, the position of the law is clear that ordinary jurisdiction of Supreme Court cannot properly be invoked. So we have given consideration to drive issues inclusive of the issues of jurisdiction, and come Wednesday, we will argue the case from that perspective, among others. Malami added, I think we'll be talking about is whether the rule is binding or not binding. We are talking about what we intend to do. There is no doubt about the fact that the ruling of the Supreme Court, regardless of the prevailing circumstances, is binding. And then within the context of the law, you can equally take steps that are avoidable to do to you within the context of the spirit and the circumstances of the rule of law. And what we are doing is essentially complying with the Supreme Court. However, we are taking the Supreme Court to court. On the 15th, we'll look at this matter and know if there has jurisdiction to be able to speak or entertain such matters. So that is the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami. Yeah, the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, who thinks the Supreme Court have no jurisdiction whatsoever, to entertain such matters. Okay, so this is what is happening here and now. And every single one of us have to look at this matter completely, squarely, and seriously. Now, in our land, okay, according to the government we operate and run, okay, at this point in time, you cannot overturn the Supreme Court ruling. And that is why when the Supreme Court declared and says that Hope was the governor, people felt injustice. People felt all kinds of feelings. But sweetheart, today, although the people were daylight robbed of justice, somebody who did not participate in an election or participated and came third became the governor, the matter is still there. There's still that question. But because the law, okay, so that the rule of law is followed, came up to say, oh, Hope, who came third is the governor, however they came to that conclusion is inconsequential. The rule of law must be obeyed. So the Supreme Court in this contest has said we cannot allow people to suffer needlessly. Did you see what happened in Ogun State yesterday? People were practically burning down properties. I feel for bank staffs today, in this period of time, because it's not their fault for what is happening. However, they are a big part suffering for those who, have taken laws into their hands here and there. Bank staffs are practically jumping through the windows because people are they are venting their angers on them. Why? Is it their fault? No, but somebody has to take the blame in it. However, it is not a yardstick to put, to afflict any worker, because the person is in the same state, exactly the same state just like you are. It just happens that happens to be his place of work. So whether you like it or not, our land needs serious help. And now, the whole issue right now going on, these are clear indications of violation of the very justice system that makes up our land. So how do we redeem ourselves from this? How do we save this nation? What do we need to do? President Muhammadu Buhari, before you could say Jack Robinson, himself and Emefiele say, no, the rule of law, it ends on countries change currencies, yes, but there is ample time to change the old notes. Even in England, they changed their, £5, £10, £20, but not the £50. They changed £5, £10, £20. And guess what? For close to a year? Close to a year, you could still be changing the old. You could still go and use your old one to buy something. It will be answered and well attended as a legal tender. And before they could blow the final whistle on that, there was ample announcement and everything, and things were done decently and in order. So you don't make an announcement in October, start to use it on the 15th of December, and by what's it called? You start to use it on the 15th of by December 31st, you said it's over. It doesn't work that way. So these are part of some of the things going on that we all need to pay attention to. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Bye for now.